these series and even the games and the series is a lot about imposing your will on the team, right? And I think they make a run, and Kawhi goes down and gets those 3 buckets in a row, and it's a little bit of imposing your will of you can make a run, but you still got to get some stops, and we got a really good player that's going to get us baskets when we need them. And I think, psychologically that has an impact on a game.
Up front on your left here, Coach.
Coach Melissa Thomas of Florida National News. How gratifying is it for you and your team to be able to secure both wins here on Orlando turf?
Well, it's certainly gratifying and certainly gives us, a chance to, win the series. But I still say most importantly, I'm more concerned and probably more pleased with the way we played, right? In games 2, 3, and 4, we've gone out there and really guarded. And that is who we are becoming, need to be, each and every minute of each and every game. And we've done it, I think, pretty well 3 games in a row. So that's more pleasing to me, I think.
To Eric, midway down on your right, Coach.
Eric Corrine, The Athletic. Given all the things we talked about all year, are you pleased with how the starting 5 is really sort of on a string on both ends almost now?
Yeah. I mean, again, I think they're doing a lot of really good things, especially defensively. And I still say there's a lot of great offense being played too, but I still say there's maybe 10 possessions tonight that I'd like to have back, where I think we could have probed longer and moved it a little more and continued to break down, try to break down the defense to get a better shot than we took. So again, there's a lot of good play there, Eric, but I think I still see some upside there with that group.
To the left here.
Danny Thompson, RallyAssociation.com. Coach, talk about what Serge and what Norman gave you off the bench tonight.
Yeah, they were both great. Again, I just think Serge's activity is a problem, right? It's a problem. They turn the corner on us and head down to the basket, and he's down there taking a swat at it, getting a piece of them, maybe not getting them, but altering shots, rebounding the ball at the offensive end and putting a couple back. We're big. Banged in a 3, and then I thought Norman played with great force tonight. Man, he was a rocket to the rim. He got strong and got up and finished, and a couple of those were big baskets. I thought the game was, they were clawing back into it there, and he made a couple strong moves and pump fake and got him up and got it to the rim and laid it in. So those 2 guys were super off the bench tonight, really good.
Down front and to your right, Coach Ryan.
Hey, Coach. Ryan McNeil from Unfiltered. Orlando had a really good start, 6 to 7 field goals. You guys called timeout. Kawhi came back and scored 6 straight points for you guys. How pivotal was that for him, just punching back and giving back a little momentum?
Well, I think, again, when you're on the road, you're always worried about the start, right? Because and in this situation, probably in particular, them coming off a couple losses, desperation mode a little bit, and they, crowds juiced up, and you're always worried about the start, and I think we turned it over our first couple possessions, and then we turned them over, but didn't get anything out of it, right? We made 3 or 4 really good defensive plays and raced it down and didn't really get anything in transition. I gave them some credit at the end of the first quarter because I think we'd created 6 or 7 turnovers already, and we had hardly anything to show for it. So they did come out with great energy and force. Again, they're making adjustments to what they see game to game. It's a very well coached team and a very good team. So I'm glad we hung in there and were able to answer back early in the game and hold our footing there a little bit.
Third row in the middle here, Coach.
Philip Rossman-Reich, Orlando Magic Daily. What effect did getting Jonathan Isaac and Aaron Gordon into foul trouble in the second quarter have on the ability for you guys to kind of pull away there?
Well, I think Gordon was a big problem tonight, right? He was doing a heck of a job, I thought, scoring and getting it to the basket, and we were having a hard time keeping him in front or just controlling him. He was playing with a lot of force, just coming around those screens and using all his size and athleticism. So, that probably helped us a little bit that he got in some foul trouble. And again, Isaac's length is also a problem at times, for Pascal. So, having 2 pretty long defenders for them, picking up some fouls tonight was nice to see for us, actually.
Second row here, Coach, on your right.
Keith Smith, Yahoo Sports. Kyle Lowry seems to be adapting more into a playmaker role versus a scorer than in previous playoff runs. How big is that for you guys as a team to have other players who can carry the scoring load?
Well, I think it's really big for us because I don't think he feels the weight of the world on his shoulders that he got to get us 20 for us to win, right? Because again, his natural instincts for a long time have been to lead a team, play his guts out, make plays in a lot of areas. You know, the scoring's kind of just come here in the last couple of years, and needed to be a big time scorer for us in the past. And I love him in this role because I think he's tailor made for it. And he can still shoot the ball. He's still a big time threat. You got to run out to him because he can bang a three or a bunch of them with the best of them. So again, I like that we got some options, right? I think it's great that we get 29 points out of Powell and Ibaka off the bench. That's big for us. That doesn't happen every day, and a lot of those things are set up because they're worried about Kyle, Kawhi, Pascal.
Last couple questions here. I've got one and
Luke Hetrick, Spectrum News 13. How easy is it for you guys defensively knowing that Mark can handle Vooch and frustrate him one-on-one in the post?
Well, it's not easy, right? But it helps, right? It helps. It helps because we got some schemes going on. You're seeing them that we're doubling, right? But we don't do it very often when Mark's on him. So it's nice to be able to stay home and not open up something else like a three. So it's nice. And again, I still say Mark's really good in there, and so is Serge. It's a tough proposition. That's two really good defensive centers that we're running out there for the full 48 minutes.
and to the back on the left. There's the last question.
Hey, Coach. Juan Bernal, WPRK. With two convincing victories in the past 3 games, is there any form of, or is there any worry of complacency from you heading into Game 5, going back home on Tuesday?
Well, I think you always got to worry about that. You worry about that all season long in this league. After you win, you gotta forget about that last one and refocus and do your job. Again, our message will be let's build on this. Like let's make sure we understand and see what we're seeing. We're doing well. Let's tweak and fix some of the things that we can still improve on, and let's worry about us and forget about the score and forget about who we're playing and the series and all that stuff, and let's concentrate on the Toronto Raptors.
Thank you, everyone.